Hello, my pink girlfriends.
Yay!
So fun.
Yay!
Awesome. Yay. Well, welcome everybody. We're so excited to have everybody on. And I just need to ask a quick question here in looking at the four women. What do you think we all have in common? Former speech pathologist, a former teacher / coach, a former not-for-profit youth program director, and a former mental health counselor.
Blonde hair. That's it.
It's the blonde hair. I love it. Well, you guys, we are so grateful that you're here with us. We are fully aware that you could be doing anything else right now at this moment, and you're here with us, just spending some time with us, and we love that. You know, you might have hit play because you love the product. We love our Mary Kay product. You might have hit play because you heard like shopping spree. Is anyone excited about that? Okay, that's exciting. Maybe you just are here to help your bestie, to help your consultant with a goal, or she just wanted to learn. But no matter what, we are just so grateful that you're here. There could be some of you who really have a genuine curiosity about what is this Mary Kay thing all about. And so we're just excited to share that with you. So what we'd love for you to do is go ahead and write your name in the comments, send us some emojis, let us know that you're here. If you're a consultant, write down that you're a consultant, and we'd love to have you write down who your director is if you're learning. If you're a guest, we absolutely want you to write your name down and write down who your consultant is that you're helping and that you're representing. And we just are super excited because we're going to do some drawings and some giveaways. And then no matter what, afterwards, you guys, we have a link for you to fill out a special survey. It's super simple. But when you fill out the survey to give us some feedback as leaders to know how, we're doing with this, then we will put you in a shopping spree giveaway. So that's super exciting too. So don't forget to get the link at the very end from the woman who invited you. So.
Yay, thank you, Stacey. Awesome. So we're going to just go ahead and dig in because we know your time is valuable. And like Stacey said, we so appreciate it. So we're going to dig in. Obviously, we all came from completely different backgrounds. So ladies, do you think that we would have met if it weren't for Mary Kay or cross paths?
Maybe not.
Very possibly not, especially by geographics. Even
exactly. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we would have, and that just makes my heart hurt to think about that. So, I would say that, Mary Kay, sometimes when we think about like where we all met, where we all came from, it doesn't even hardly make sense that we would have met, but we have. And so clearly, something would have been missing in my life if it weren't for all of you. So what we're going to do is that we are going to answer some questions and find out our story and just have a little conversation. So we do invite you to comment, just like Stacey talked about. Okay, so I'm going to ask the very first question, and I may just I might go to Melissa on this first, and then I might answer it. So because I find it easier to ask a question and then answer it right away. So if that's a
question,
So the first question is, where did Mary Kay find you, and what attracted you to this pink world? And so, Melissa, you go ahead and get started.
Well, Mary Kay found me a couple years out of college and about the same amount of time married. I had a job I loved. I was the not-for-profit director of a youth program that empowered young people to make positive life choices. I had already decided that my broadcasting degree didn't match my vision of my future with wanting to have a family. And so I was just on the cusp of kind of starting to think about someday I might want to have kids. Someday I might want to be at home with them. And so this career was kind of intriguing to be able to have a career of influence, but work from home. And so I figured worst case, girlfriends, shopping money, prove this isn't for me. And it found me taking graduate classes too that I wasn't loving. So I took Mary Kay on for one semester as my graduate class. And now I failed to prove it wouldn't work because here I am, like 6 kids later, lots of some days later. So that's where Mary Kay found me.
I love it. Who else? Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I was actually teaching 3rd grade, and I was a high school volleyball coach. I was very much a tomboy, Didn't wear a whole lot of makeup. It was the month before my wedding. And I had a girlfriend who said, you going to wear a little makeup for your wedding? And I thought, whoa, that is like a deep question.
That's a friend.
And I went to a Mary Kay facial for my first makeup experience. And I fell in love with the business plan right then and there. I did not dream that I would stay with it, but I did fall in love with the fact that as a teacher, my husband was a teacher. We were living paycheck to paycheck and sometimes weren't even getting that far. But when I heard the Mary Kay plan, I heard, 50% commission. I could handle that. I know a lot of girls, I know a lot of women, and also a 50% discount on my own products. Okay, for somebody who hasn't ever had a lot of products or any products, a discount sounded good. So that's honestly why I started. It's not why I stayed necessarily, but that's where I was at the beginning of all of this.
You know,
that was 18 years ago, 19 years ago.
I love it.
I didn't realize what grade you taught. So 3rd grade, that's what my Sammy's in. So
Yeah.
I know. I love hearing the stories because we don't know everything. So that's good.
Yeah.
So Stacey, what about Mary Kay?
I was thinking about that I actually didn't even try the product before I decided to give Mary Kay a try, which is interesting. So some people are great customers and some people have never tried the product. But for me, I had a whole different career, and I had done the mental health counseling. I was licensed in the state of Colorado. I came back to Omaha, and I took a pay cut because I took a different job. I'd worked in brain injury, and I decided to work as a high school counselor. So all the educators out there, I have so much tremendous respect for you. And I took about a $10,000 a year pay cut, and I remember thinking, okay, how am I going to fill this gap? Because I already had a house payment, I already had a car payment. So that's when Mary Kay found me. And I just, I thought I could do it when I want. I love the flexibility because I knew that it was my own business. So I could do more in the summers, when I wasn't working as much in the school. And so I just took that flexibility piece of it and I loved it for that. And then thank goodness I tried the product and I was like, okay, this is good. I think I can do this. But I just decided to go for it. I was like, whatever. It's just a quick decision. So
awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
That's right. Oh my goodness. I know when you hear how long all of us have been in, you're like, how old are these girls? Oh my gosh. It's amazing. I'm so thankful for Mary Kay. Okay, so Mary Kay found me as a speech language pathologist. I was a manager for a big rehab company, kind of just right out of grad school, moving up in my career, loving what I was doing, but I was working a ton of hours. And so I was also in the medical field, and it's a little bit stressful, a little. And so I knew that I wanted something positive in my life. I didn't know how I was going to make it work, but I wanted something positive, and I needed a stress relief. And also, really, the number one reason, and where Mary Kay found my husband and I, was that we needed a small business for tax purposes. We really did. We both had started new jobs, and we were like, oh my word, we're never going to be able to finish paying off my student loans if we don't have some kind of tax relief. And so Mary Kay just fit the bill for that. So so that's why I came in. Okay, and so the next question that I want to know is, what could have stopped you? We know we all came in, obviously, right? We're here. But what could have stopped you? Did you have concerns? What were you thinking as you were making? Okay, Buffy wants to go. Okay.
So for me, it was time. I mean, I was this brand new teacher. I've been teaching for 2 years, but I was working on my master's degree. It was also the summer that I was planning my wedding. What bride has time to do anything extra? Newly married. I was coaching, of course. And so we were doing summer camps and everything that summer. Yeah. There was just I hardly had time, even though it was the summer. In my brain, I thought, well, if I hardly have time in the summer, how am I going to do this once the school year starts? And so to me, that was my biggest objection, was time.
Wow. Well, mine was, this is interesting. I don't think I ever shared this with you guys, but my dad, I don't know, I grew up in a family that just basically did not really have a lot of respect for people in business. And they were all in healthcare, and they thought that was a very noble profession. And so I was kind of ingrained with this thought that people who sell are not nice people. Mm-hmm. And that if you're a nice person, you're never going to be good at selling, because you just can't be. You can't meld those two. And I was like, well, I'm a nice person. person. So how's that going to work? If I'm a nice person, but I'm going to be selling something. And thank goodness I didn't let the help hold me back, but it was in my brain for a long time. And then I realized, Mary Kay, you can be a very nice person and be very successful. Thank goodness, otherwise you wouldn't stay. So that's my thing.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. You can be a nice person and still be Mary Kay.
And it works.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had never sold anything and I didn't want to, so I can relate to that aspect. Mary Kay found me barely washing my face on a good day with the off-brand of Noxzema and wearing lip gloss and mascara, and so I didn't really know like how to put the product on. And then my mom, thankfully, Mary Kay found me a couple days, and what could have stopped me would have been my mom, but God orchestrated it that she was out of town, and 25 years ago, cell phones were not what they were, and it was an emergency situation, and I chose this not to be an emergency. So, and I was married, but anyway, my mom, when she came back, she was like, "Oh, Missy, wow," and that totally would have stopped me. But I did not take my life by committee vote. That could have easily stopped me if I would have taken various people's input. And in fact, and it also could have stopped me. I went to 3 different events in a week. So I know, and to hear about Mary Kay, and each time I was going to stop myself because I was like, I'm going to let it was my cousin-in-law. I'm going to let her down easy. That was what I kept saying. Here I am. She took it well.
I love it. So good. Trying to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, I was. I could have stopped myself, but
oh, that's
anyway.
great. That's great. Oh my God. Okay, so sorry, I had to. What could have stopped me from tonight was I have a 21-year-old cat, and she was starting to meow, and she meows really loud because she's kind of deaf. And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's still in the room." She's here. So sorry.
Oh, you are cracking me up.
Well, no, I don't have kids. I have fur babies. So anyway, okay. So what could have stopped me? Really, it was time, like Buffy mentioned, because I was traveling a lot, and so I was gone out of my home about 3 nights a week. So I didn't know when I was going to fit this in, and I was working a ton of hours. Not that I minded that. I just was trying to, in my brain, I think I could have made an excuse that I won't be able to find time to do a Mary Kay business and or fit it in somehow. And that's the beauty, that you can fit this in. Like, what is it? My senior, Amy Kittrell, likes to say, it's like cheese on nachos. Mary Kay just melts into the crevices, right? And so really, that's kind of how I was able to fit it in. But also, I could have let the idea that I had just spent a boatload of money on graduate school, and I was gonna, sell lipstick now, right? I could have let that crease get into my head, and instead, for some reason, God, thank you, was saying, no, you have to be open to this business. You don't know what you're gonna find in it, and won't ever know unless you try. So I'm so glad that I was able to fit it in with really part-time, but hobby time hours. And just be open to it, because I don't know if I would have been prior to that moment. So it's just for such a time as this, I think. So that is the reason why, or what could have stopped me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know we all have different reasons, but a lot of them comes back to some of the same themes, I think, for us. So, we just have to be open to what God has in store for us. Right. Definitely. So, I know we all started for different reasons. And, but what I want to know from everyone is what has caused us to stay? I mean, how has Mary Kay benefited you or your family or both of you? We're all lifers at this point, right? Because we love it so much. But what do you think it is that sets our company apart? What causes you to stay? So who wants to take that one?
I can start, because I mentioned that what could have stopped me, one of the people that could have stopped me was my mom. And one of the reasons that I am still here is because of how our dreams are attached to other people's dreams. 3 months later, my mom was my 5th team member, because she heard the bigger picture. She bought the roll-up bag under the good mom clause, hosted my first party, and the more that she found out. And we don't know how our dreams will impact others. And I watched my mom go from someone who could hardly stand in front of a room to I couldn't hardly get her to sit down from at my meetings. And I just recently found this card that my mom had written to me that says, and on the front, she gave it to me after I became a director, which incidentally, I also stay because we are in uncertain times. And when I joined Mary Kay, I loved my job. 6 months later, the job I loved, the funding was getting cut. I didn't even know if there was going to be a program, and I was going crazy. And I was no longer doing what I loved. I was trying to get money for the program instead of help the people. And so Mary Kay gave me the opportunity to have something else that I could do. And so 1 year from the time I started, I replaced my full-time income working part-time hours, was expecting my first someday, and got this card from my mom as a sales director saying, because of you, I can now dream. And I know dreams come true because I've watched them come true. And that, I mean, I want to help other women. I've had dreams come true. Motorhomes, that is an Oprah story in and of itself. But anyway, motorhomes and travel and I'm truly living that original dream of 6 kids. So really helping women to identify their dreams and then find the money, the time, or the courage to not only articulate what those dreams are, but then have the vehicle to create it and to coach them. And I think obviously the reason we're all still here is because Mary Kay, the culture of Mary Kay is it's not about us. It's about who you serve, whether it be with the product or the business. So I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop because I know you guys have lots of reasons.
It's so easy to go on and on. So Melissa, 25 years, and then
25,
Stacey,
yes.
Stacey, 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you tell us?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was just thinking we should have added up exactly how many free cars earned out of all of us. Because I know a lot of us have been driving free from Mary Kay for a long time. And I wasn't even going to talk about that, but I just picked up another free car. And so, and you know, my husband, Terry, is just so amazed by it. He's just every time, he's just like, this is such a gift, you know? But aside from that, I think I didn't know, you never know what direction life will take you. And I loved it when my mom was up in heaven. And, but I remember when she really needed a lot of caregiving, like a lot of extra caregiving. She had a lot of different multiple medical issues. So she and my dad lived with my sisters, which is a unique situation. They have this multi-generational house, and I moved in with them for a while, and I was able to kind of watch my mom sleep at night and then sleep during the day and we kept her at a nursing home for a very long time because of Mary Kay. Because I could do that with my job. My sisters also had full-time corporate jobs that were, important as well. But with my own schedule, being able to just absolutely decide what was important to me and how to shift my schedule, I was able to do that. So we had such great quality time that during that really was over a year and a half. It was fantastic. So that was a gift that I didn't expect to get. I was always excited to get the diamond rings, and I was always excited to get the cars. But the gift of mom of that was awesome.
That's so good. Aww. What a precious time for you to be able to be there with her.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Buffy?
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. I mean, for me, the flexibility has been bar none, like just the best thing ever. I never ever intended that this would be a full-time thing. When I started, like I said, I was earning my master's degree, and I finished my master's degree, and I had full intentions to keep teaching with a master's degree and use that degree. But my husband and I, we were expecting our first child, and I remember being about 7 months pregnant, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I have this chance where I can maybe stay home and make a better income. I was already earning more money in Mary Kay than I was as a full-time teacher with my master's degree. And so for me, it just made sense. It was like, why am I trying to do both of these when I could just hone in on Mary Kay and earn probably more money? Because if I'm devoting more time to Mary Kay than I was kind of part-time on the side while I was still teaching, then it made more sense. So having that flexibility to stay home with my kids, my little baby, I'm getting ready. I'm wearing my purple today. That little baby is now 16, almost 17 years old. I'm getting ready to go to her volleyball game here in town pretty soon. And to have that freedom and flexibility to raise them from home, not having to do daycare. But then also once they went back to school, still thinking I was going to go back to teaching, but my father got sick and my father-in-law got sick. And so being able to be there for them and to be a caretaker for my dad and to be a caretaker for my father-in-law who happened to live with us. I mean, those are precious moments that I will never, ever regret having. And I wouldn't have been able to do if I was a teacher. And so the freedom and flexibility is something that I want to be able to pass on to other people if they so choose. But maybe it's just going to be for a little extra money like it was when I started. So those are the reasons why I stay.
I love it. So good. Yay, Melissa's back.
What happened to you?
I have no idea. I suddenly was looking at a blank screen, and then I had to like find all the codes and get back in.
Well,
I'm like, ooh, this must be good because God's getting me back in.
Yeah.
But
That's good. We're still at the same question. So
well, and I figured that, and then thankfully I lived Buffy's story because I was her senior mama and grandmama, and anyway, so I actually am loving hearing that. But I like Stacy and Buffy too. I forgot that this card also represents my sweet mom, who, if I had not joined Mary Kay, I wouldn't have been able to be alongside her and my dad in terminal illness. Much like, sadly, I mean, that is one of the things we all share in common too, is that we have walked alongside our loved ones and had the flexibility of Mary Kay. And I think that is, you cannot put a price tag on that. And you don't want to know what the future holds, but when you know that you're in a company where your faith is, you can really truly put God first, that's really what is amazing. So sorry for being so disruptive, dropping out, dropping in, adding more, carry on.
Well, I do want to make sure that we kind of stay on time.
Yeah.
So, with this one, I'll just say this, that because we each have really, really heart-moving stories of why we stay in this business. And I'm just going to say that, the flexibility of designing your work around your life instead of your life around your work is such a gift. And so when life gives you a roller coaster, Mary Kay has always been the constant, positive, life-giving thing in my life, spiritually, with my friends, mentally, emotionally, socially, financially. And so I'll just kind of wrap it up on that part with that. So Buffy, do we have some announcement to make?
Yeah. So I want to interrupt. I want to do a quick little announcement here. First of all of you who are guests on here, thank you, by the way, for being on. This is the first for us. And so this new little way to do this, we want your opinion. We value that. We love the comments over on the side. And I want you to know that I'm keeping track. I have a little wheel spin that we're going to do for some free drawings later. And so make sure you're commenting and you're asking questions, because every time I see your name, like Velva, thank you. I put your name in here like 3 or 4 times already. Just for being on, your name is already in here. So be sure to get some comments and questions going over there. But then also just a reminder, because sometimes we get a little sidetracked, we all are blonde. Remind your consultant to send you a survey at the end, because the survey is going to be your ticket to get into your free shopping spree.
Yes. And we want to know how we did. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay. So I'm going to go to this question because I love this, and because we get to affirm each other because that's what I want to do. I want to affirm. And the reason why I want to do that is because there's so many qualities that make a great Mary Kay consultant, and so, or make us successful in our businesses. And so I would love to share with you why I believe Stacy exhibits some of those qualities, so many of those qualities. And Stacy, I love you, my heart. Oh, love you, my friend. I think from the, moment that we crossed paths, we knew we had that connection, and can talk about so many amazing, deep things and pick it right back up. But what I see in Stacy is, Stacy, you are flexible. You're able to, you've moved, you've cared for loved ones, as we know in your business. You've been married and gained an instant family. And so your ability to just be calm in a storm and continue to have that consistency in your business when you have a lot of life changes is such a great quality. And so I so admire you for that and for just being so positive, willing to grow and learn in those seasons. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in, you always are seeking for learning and for more and for what's best for you and your family and for the women that you lead, and you do that so beautifully. You're such a great leader. So I could go on and on, but those are the qualities I see in you.
I so miss our lunches and talking, and I know we're still connected. I've moved down to Texas, and so we don't see each other as often. But oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was thinking about Buffy, because I love. Buffy's so much fun, you guys. I mean, I don't know how much we can translate that into this, but she's hysterical. And the way that we all travel together, for our trips and conferences and what we learn from each other, and we room together, and you're just a blast. But you're also so real. You're authentic. You're the real deal. And that's what I love about you. I think that's why the women in this business that do well are the ones that are authentic, and they are, they're themselves. They know who they are. And I love it that you're such a natural teacher. So you still kept all of those teacher skills because of the way you teach your women in your unit, the way you transfer skills, the way you teach me things all the time. So I love those things about you, Buffy.
Oh, thank you.
So true. So true.
Lovable.
Yes.
I love it. And speaking of teacher, I mean, you guys have all been incredible teachers and mentors to me, not just in this business, but in life. And I think that's one of the biggest things that this company is just so amazing for. Melissa, you've been kind of my mama in this business, and I've literally done life with you. I've grown with all of you, but I probably have more of a connection with Melissa just because of literally having that sisterhood with you being my mama. And never did I dream that I would grow so spiritually in this business. That was not something that I started this business for, but it's definitely another one of the reasons why I stayed, because I have no other place in my life where I can grow in that way. It's not something that I was just grown up with. I didn't have the mom who sat and did Bible studies or anything like that. And so Mary Kay showing me that path has just been such an amazing opportunity for me. But also just that mentor in life of, this is where our kids are, and I've got this question, and how would you handle this? And to have this group, I feel like I need to do the Brady Bunch thing, of women who captures every part of our life together, and we can be mentored in so many amazing ways, just for so many things. And so the spiritual mentorship, the families, anytime we have questions about life, I know I have emotionally stable, healthy women who I can talk to.
Wow.
Speaking of, thank you. And speaking of emotionally stable, mentally healthy, that would be Suzanne in a fast nutshell. But genuinely, when I was thinking about qualities, I mean, because we have traveled together and been have spent hours in our mastermind group conversing back and forth, and your self-assurance is one of the things that I so deeply admire. And it's a self-assurance of this, but that's so approachable, and that the confidence that makes people around you feel safe. And then you also have this most vast array of knowledge and intelligence. And I am so glad that your master's degree and all of the life experiences and travels that you have get to be blessed to the rest of us, because I mean, I genuinely know that if I can't get to Google, I can get to Suzanne.
Right.
I mean it. I really do mean that. So, oh goodness.
That's
anyway.
Yeah. I was here before Google.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, we all were. We did Mary Kay before all of this. When we
get to Google,
our bikes with the orders to Mary Kay.
can't get to Google, you get to me, and then I look it up on Google.
All right. Well, whatever. You sound so assured when you answer me.
All right, crazies. Are we ready for our first spin?
Yes.
I think so. We should. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So this is my first time using this platform. And so if I would have known that we could do like a screen share, I could have done this in a different way, but I'm going to do it kind of the old fashioned way. And I have this fun little spinner right here. I put all the names of anybody who commented. I went ahead and took out names if I found out that you're a consultant, but only the guests who are on here. And I hit this little button that says spin.
That's so fun.
And
I so need that. Why don't I have that? I love that.
I know.
Yeah, what's the app?
hold on. Why is it not spinning? Okay, here.
We can figure it out later.
Oh no, of course it's not working.
Okay, well, we can do it. We can do it later. We can
I was
do
just going to say, we could talk just a smidge about why people might want to consider now versus later while she. It's spinning. Dun, dun, dun.
What's it say? I can't.
Okay.
Sophia?
Sophia. Yay. That's my sweet guest, Sophia.
Oh,
Thank
yay.
you. She was actually just commenting about she has been a consultant in the past. And so, yay. I just love. I will have something fun to send her. Yes, I'll send her. We will have some goodies in the mail.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we're gonna try to wrap this up as fast as we can. Although I do want to get to this question because I think this is a good thing to talk about. If
hit it.
Someone's out there thinking, I'm intrigued because I'm curious why they all love each other so much. And why would you say this is the perfect time, October 2020? There's a lot going on right now. So why would we say it's the perfect time? Excuse me, Stacy, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, because the holiday season is the best time. It has been pushed up early. We have all of these virtual tools to sample. We have all kinds of contact-free delivery ways and so many great virtual ways that the company is helping us learn. So it is an amazing time, actually, to get started, I would say.
Yeah. I would also say just, we're in a world with COVID and it's been fun learning how to do this business virtually. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of people who are actually appreciating having help, customer service, face-to-face contact with their shopping. I just went to an 80-year-old woman today, her home. We sat across the table. I had my mask on, but she got over $200 worth of her Christmas shopping done for her grandkids and her kids. Wow. Thanked me because I wore her a mask. She didn't have to go out of her house, but she was very grateful that I was willing to come into hers. On the flip side, I've had very similar experiences doing it this way virtually. And so we don't even have to go into their homes if people are more comfortable doing it that way. We have the gift of customer service one-on-one where not everybody can do that. So this is a great time.
It is. I agree. All those. Ditto. Sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat earlier, so I don't want you to watch me cough. I'm fine, really.
Good.
So what else? What I would like to say is our world and life is really ever changing. As we know, this year, crazy year. And so when many people want to hide or ignore what's happening, what Mary Kay does is they look at the situation and Mary Kay Corporate has said, how can we improve? How can we make people's lives better? What can we do to shine a light in the darkness? Our Mary Kay CEO, David Hall, recently said, don't let a crisis go to waste. Excuse me. And Mary Kay hasn't. I mean, we have just bloomed and grown and got in there and rearranged things and been creative and haven't missed a beat. So I'm going to sign off because I have a tickle. I'll let Melissa go.
Well, and tagging on that, I mean, Mary Kay is right for the times. Women need hope for their face, hope for their future. And when you have hope for your future, you have power in the moment. And women want to look great, whether they're on the screen, they want to have an opportunity that, well, maybe they just need a culture that is going to give them the love and the energy and the possibilities that Mary Kay provides. And women are buying products to look good and live greater, and they're hungry for connection. and fellowship, whether that's real or virtual, and fun. And we bring the fun. I hope that has been the case here. And we have the power of the gathering, and we really give stability in a not so stable time. And in fact, speaking of the gathering, if you are watching this, as we are going to come to a close here, if you are watching this and you have maybe just been all the more endeared to, hopefully to us as your consultant, or to the woman who brought you, endeared to her mission, and you might not be thinking that this is something you see yourself considering further, but you want to be part of something bigger than yourself. We have a million hostess promotions. Speaking of Suzanne and the company being, so aware of what women need and that power of the gathering, you plus 2 or 3, and that 50% discount that Buffy joined for, you don't have to join. You could get a discount as a hostess too, if you prefer, though we'd love to have you join us. But if not, talk to your consultant, ask her for samples, ask her for if you want to host a Facebook party. I mean, we have every array of opportunity, however you want to do it. We want to give you the opportunity to gather people. Or there's probably a few people on here right now who might be thinking quietly the $1 million question, like if we could have the balloons drop and the little bells go off when someone says, well, how do you get started? And so right now, to start your business, Mary Kay has this limited time special. And it was, again, part of the how can we improve, how can we make people's lives better during this time. Mary Kay became very aware of our digital world. And so we have 3 options, but the eStart is the $30 launch to your business. I mean, like less than a click or 2 on Amazon, and you can launch your business. I bought 2 or 3 things this afternoon on Amazon for my office, and I could have started 2 people's businesses. And so that $30 gets you website, credit card processing, and all access to all consultant perks. I know one of our consultants, Michelle, that's on here with a couple guests, she launched her business. She's taking an early retirement, kind of like Mary Kay, launched her business with the eStart and is off and rolling, just opening up the possibilities of hope and of potential. But when you go to check out, you have the option of adding on our $100 starter kit. The full starter kit comes with all the products that if you did go do a party or you went to someone's house, like Buffy talked about, you'd have the mirrors and the products. It's $300 to $400 worth of products for $100. You can add that on and you can get the full starter kit with the eStart for $130. So it is the most amazing way to open the door to the possibilities of the culture. And for $130, that's like going and picking up your groceries or taking a cart at Target, and they don't follow you home and tell you how to turn your potatoes and your disposable diapers into an entrepreneurial endeavor. So it's not a lifetime commitment, but as you hopefully have heard from us, it can bless your lifetime. So ask your consultant for the link to get started, fill out your agreement. Well, that was not what I was going to say, but maybe that's a Freudian slip for someone. Fill out your agreement. Fill out the feedback form. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So I think we are ready to rock and roll and get some people's feedback.
Yay. I just saw a comment over there from Brittany, and I was just going to say, I'm going to give you a quick 20 seconds. If you have any other questions, go ahead and type them up. I'm going to enter for Brittany's last comment. I'm going to enter her name one last time so that we can do, Brittany, I love that you're excited. I'm going to go ahead and do our last spin. Hopefully it'll work this time. It says spinning. Who's our winner? Who's our winner?
Ooh, I love that little thing.
Oh, which way?
It says Taylor Adams, and that's actually her husband's name. It's Emily Adams. So she's my guest. So yay, I'm going to have 2 fun things going out of my office. So yay, Emily, I'm going to need your new address. Okay.
That's exciting.
Yes. Thank you to all of them for being on.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Yes. Thank you everyone for being on. And what else? What other, Stacey, did you have some things that you wanted to make sure that?
So did I? Am I
just the survey link?
The survey link. Do I have more? I don't think it's So you will be getting a survey link from one of us, or from your consultant, and just make sure you fill it. They're not long; it's 5 questions, but it helps us get better, and it's going to get you in a drawing for a huge Mary Kay shopping spree, which is very exciting. So don't forget that.
Yay!
Yay! Well, thank you. We're sorry we went a little over, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and you could feel how much we love each other, and we are so excited that you're all on. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.